Family, what's up, guys? Today is 2 days after we went to 780s. I'm actually putting the full exhaust back on the car. I haven't heard it this way in about 2 years. Since the car's been running the last 2 months, I've had a shorty exhaust. I'll show you guys what that looks like. It's basically like a 2-foot pipe that connects to the down pipe. So it goes to like almost mid-car and it dumps right past the transmission. The reason I was using that was just to cut some weight whenever I went drag racing. But now that we went 780s, I want to put the full exhaust back on, just see how quiet the car really is on the full exhaust. I plan on doing a lot of street driving, a lot of really cool video ideas that I have for the street. I don't want to leak any of that information just yet, but a lot of really cool stuff. So I plan on driving the car a lot on the street, and I want to make it as quiet as possible. So I'm going to put the full exhaust back on while I make a few changes to the car. Maybe in the next 3 weeks or so, go back drag racing and improve on that 780. But I'll show you the little exhaust when it comes out. The exhaust that I run in this car is the HKS titanium tip, but the actual pipe all the way to the front is still stainless steel. It's not titanium, it's not aluminum. That crap is heavy. So you can actually see it there. So let me pull out the little one that I use. I'll show you guys what that looks like, and then I'll show you guys, I'm not gonna do it before. You guys have heard it many times. I'll show you guys what it sounds like with the full exhaust. So stay tuned. I got the baby and my wife out there. And the dog is out there somewhere. They've been out here dancing with me and just having fun all morning. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys, I figured I'd show you what it looks like when it's still in the car. So this is the little shorty exhaust that I run. I mean, the downpipe ends right there. The downpipe ends right there, so it is about 2 feet worth. And then I said it dumps at the end of the transmission. The transmission ends right here. So yeah, right, almost equal to the transmission it dumps. Just a small little piece to save having to install all of that. So I cut a little bit of weight, so I said the hell with it. I definitely didn't want to cut the hood for a hood exit exhaust or a fender exit exhaust. This is just a way, I guess, simpler solution. And now I could just take the B-band clamp out, put the full exhaust back on, and I'll show you guys what that sounds like. All right, here's a quick side-by-side comparison. So that's the little dump pipe that I use when I go drag racing, and that's the full exhaust. Yeah, it's night and day. So by going this route, I think I saved like 25 pounds or so, maybe 27, 28 pounds. So definitely saved some weight. So that's why I do it. But now we're going to be doing a lot of street driving. Let's put the full exhaust on and see how that sounds. All right, guys, the full exhaust is back on. And I can't believe how quiet this thing is. There's no silencers, there's no resonators, just a straight 4-inch pipe, just a muffler at the back. But it's crazy quiet. Let me do a quick startup and then I'll bring it down and I'll show you what it sounds like outside. Super quiet. I bet inside the cabin in here, once the hatch is closed, you won't be able to hear nothing. Alright, I don't want it to smell like gas in the garage, so I'll turn it back off. Let me lower it, I'll bring it out, and we'll turn it on again. Alright guys, I just pulled the car out of the garage, and I can't believe how quiet it is. It sounds, I don't know, it's like, I can't even describe it. It's crazy quiet. Listen to how smooth this engine idles. These are 274 cams on stock motor mounts. There's no shaking of the engine. The turbo's not moving. This little throttle cable is barely even moving. it this quiet in so long. It wasn't really crazy loud with the open downpipe. I've heard lots of other Supras be a lot louder than this one for some odd reason, but it was well tamed. It drove well on the street. Now with this, I can't even imagine what it's gonna drive like on the street. Like I said earlier, this car, and you guys know the story well, this car was apart for maybe like a year and a half. Since my daughter was born, I just took off focus off the car, sat in the garage. So the second I started my YouTube channel back in November, I started getting it ready. It was all apart, no engine, no training, no fuel system. It was all apart, and I started working on it. We raced it for the first time, I think it was like March over at Texas 2K. And from then, March, April, May, we've been racing it every single month, but on that shorty exhaust where it was significantly louder than this. Now that I hear it like this, ultimate street car, baby. 183 miles an hour down the quarter mile, and you would never guess. 17-inch wheels. I have no cage yet. I do have to look into that, but there's no roll cage. I did that on the factory brakes. There's no drag brakes in the front. It's a full-size Stop Tech 4-piston brakes. So I went 183 miles an hour, slowed down, no problem. All factory bushings. There's no solid bushing, so the whole car just, it rides smooth, feels smooth. Everything about it is OEM. AC, navigation. I just said AC, navigation, remote start, sound system. It's as street as it gets, baby. All right, let's go for a ride. I'm thinking now I'm also gonna call my boy Smiley. He doesn't live far from me. I haven't talked to him today. And if he's home, we'll stop by and show him the car like this, show him the time ticket, see what he says. Once the car's on, even the external fuel pump is not that loud. It's pretty freaking quiet in here. Yeah, this is just crazy. I got no power steering, guys. I'm sitting here driving the car with one hand. Don't get me wrong, it's not as light as obviously the power steering, but the Grana's manual rack, this is the Flaming River Grana's manual rack, drives damn good. I wanted to make simplicity under the engine bay, so now it's definitely a lot simpler, way less crap under there. My factory rack was leaking, so I ditched it, and I haven't regretted it once. This thing drives awesome. Listen to how quiet that is. That's crazy, man. This car, I'm speechless. I really, true God, believe there's not another car that can go 780 as smooth as this car. Because I'm not leaving on a trans brake, it doesn't shock the tire leaving the line. Because we're pulling timing on the gear changes, every gear shift is nice and smooth. It just goes down the track effortless. That was 183 miles an hour, 780, and it felt like a 10-second pass at most. It's crazy, crazy. All right, let me give Smiley a call. Guys, how I'm driving the car now, it's exactly how we went down the quarter mile. Nothing's changed. I haven't even aired up the tires. How I drag race is the same way I drive on the street. I don't even lower the tire pressure that much at the track. I think I run like 20 pounds of air, which is the same thing I run on the street. So I don't touch tire pressure. There's nothing to do. I literally just go from the track to the street. And I could very easily drive this car to the track, run that 7 and drive back. The only reason I trailer it there is, God forbid I break something, I don't want to have to pay a tow truck to bring me the car back. I'd rather just throw it on my own trailer and bring it back home. But if it wasn't for that, I could easily drive this car to the track, run it, and then just drive it right back home. It's wild. All right, let's call him. He was calling me yesterday like crazy, trying to find out what happened at the track. Smiley's old school, man. This man doesn't have any social media, so he doesn't see. Every time I post something online, he doesn't get to see it. So I've been trying to push him to get social media. Maybe start him off with an Instagram and then progress from there. All right, let's see. You know what? I hung up on him. He didn't even pick up yet. I'm gonna connect the Bluetooth to the car so you guys can hear him. 1 second. Oh, there goes it connected.
No, man, I got the flu.
You got what?
I got some kind of sickness, man. Cold, the flu, whatever that is.
Smiley,
Same thing like you had before.
That same thing I had before. And what'd you do to me? You went to my house with a bottle of Jamaican rum, some lime, and some honey.
Between me and you, I was messed up, man. I run out of that stuff. I didn't have any no more. And I felt the thing coming on, and I should have gotten it. And with all the work, remember I told you I didn't even get to open up a bottle.
I'm gonna go get you some white rum, and we're gonna drink it up.
You're crazy.
You're home?
Yeah, I'm home.
I'm passing by your house right now, Smiley boy.
All right, come through.
All right, come. I'm almost there. Come outside.
All right,
Bye. I told you guys I didn't record videos for like 2.5 weeks because it was freaking raining every day in South Florida, and because I caught some freaking virus, a flu, something had me down for like a week. I was feeling terrible, and my boy Smiley called me as soon as I told him I was feeling bad. He said, Pedro, don't you worry about nothing. I got a home remedy, a Jamaican remedy. He showed up at my house with a huge bottle of white rum, lime and honey. That rum was the strongest thing I've tasted in my life. And he had me drink a glass full of that, but I think it was too late. I was already heavily sick. And he made it worse, because then I had alcohol in my system. I couldn't drink antibiotics, and I had a crazy throat infection. So I needed antibiotics, and I couldn't drink because I was freaking drunk off of Smiley's crap. But nonetheless, all right, we're almost at his house. This thing is so quiet. Yo, one of these streets is Smiley Streets. I always mess it up. I messed it up. Smiley, 7 seconds, baby.
You're an idiot.
Give me some. Not feeling good, partner?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I felt the damn thing coming on. I should have freaking took
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
white rum with some.
Listen to how quiet this thing is, Smiley.
Oh, you put on the exhaust?
Alright guys, leaving Smiley's house now. It's always a great time talking to my boy Smiley. I didn't want to do a lot of filming, he's not feeling too well. But yeah, it's always a good time to talk to him. I know he celebrates all of my success, just how I celebrate all of his. Let's do some driving, baby. So I got the windows down now because the whole AC system is hooked up, but there's no Freon in the system. When I got the engine bay painted, I had to disconnect all the lines and it lost the Freon, so I haven't had a chance to get it all up and going again. Been too busy racing and having fun, but this week I'll get it all sorted out, have some AC back in here. The fucking fuel pump is louder than the exhaust. That's how quiet it is. Like I said earlier, all factory mounts, factory style suspension. This thing drives super smooth. Guys, listen to this car go through the gears. It's like butter. I was on manual mode, I was shifting it myself, but it's incredible. The crazy part is this car is also crazy fuel efficient. Whenever I drive it on the street, I'll do a ton of driving, and it barely burns any gas. also have a booster pump that boosts it up when I'm under full power. So right now the fuel pump is actually quieter than it normally is. Motorcycle, do I get them? There's a lot of traffic. Guys, I'm absolutely in love with this car. God. The drivability is out of this world. I know I say it all the time, but I true God don't notice a difference how the car is now to how the car was when it was bone stock twins. In the sense of drivability. It's crazy. Back when I bought it with 300 horsepower, it drives the same damn way now with 1500. That's really hard to say. The training, when we're cruising, shifts about the same. It idles extremely smooth. Watch, listen to it go through the gears. That's nuts. Why? I'm actually driving now by my brother-in-law's house and sister's house. Hang out with my nephew for a little bit. Talked to my brother-in-law about that 7-second pass. I haven't seen him ever since. Guys, enjoying my Sunday, driving the car around. The car has got the same exact tune-up as the 780 at 183. Nothing's changed. Just one thing. Can you guys spot the one thing? Got the full exhaust back on here, and I can't believe how quiet this thing is. Idle's amazing. Driving it on the freeway, you can hardly hear the car.